when we read them or we study them in school, college, talk, we don't see that all of these are centrally connected with something.
Beautiful.
There's a very strong reason why I don't want to put that word here. I will fill that word very soon. Look at that hadith there. The hadith that says the man that killed 99 people. I think everybody's aware of this hadith. Mm-hmm. At one time or the other we have heard this hadith. So I'll just briefly say that there was a man among the Bani Israel. He killed 99 people. And then he felt remorseful. He went to a Abid. He said, "Is there any forgiveness for me?" He said, "No." So he said, "Wow, 100th." He killed him. He again felt remorseful. He went to an alim and he asked, "Is there any forgiveness for me?" And he said, "Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ever forgiven. And the problem is you move from this land to another land. And inshallah you will be okay." On his journey, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the mulkul maut and his ruh was taken out. Then he sent 2 angels. And believe me, this hadith, many people have problems with this hadith. At various times. So these people, yes,
angels.
There's one here, evolution also, I forgot. This is, Brother Fawaz sent me this thing. So the angels came and were discussing whether to take him to Jahannam or Jannah, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent another angel, Malaika, and he suggested the distance to which was closer, the land that he was going to versus from where he was coming from. If it was you get the idea. So I don't really know. So my question to all of you, I just want a response. Why did this man go to Jannah?
Intention.
Is intention?
Tawbah.
Tawbah.
Yeah.
Intention, tawbah. This is what we say. Okay, not wrong. I'm just testing this thing. There's an implicit thing there that I have never. Whenever I ask people, the implicit is never mentioned. You have all given the explicit one, but there's an implicit one.
It's a realization in his heart that he has done something wrong.
Okay, we'll see. The second hadith is about a dog that a prostitute from the Bani Israel happened to see, give her. So why did the prostitute go to Jannah?
Yeah. How?
Huh? Why did she go to Jannah?
She did a good act.
Mercy. Amal Saleh.
An act of good
Right? Good deed. Right? This is what everybody says.
Yeah. What says in the Quran? If you show mercy to others, Allah will show mercy to you.
Very good. Okay. Very good. Then they, removing a thorny thing from, the side of this thing. Again, that person is again granted Jannah. Again, Amal Saleh. Right?
Very popular, all of them.
All of them, Amal Saleh. In fact, if you go to IslamicCity.org, this is being said, if you do Amal Saleh, why is Jannah forbidden for you?
Good point.
Okay? And I don't want to go into that. What I'm trying to raise here is a very important point, and then I'll fill up this thing here. Is look at this Hadith Qudsi. And here he says, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about a person who was a transgressor, who was sinning throughout his life. And when at the time of his death came, he asked his sons to burn him. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him, and then throw the ashes in the sea. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him, why did you do that? He said, because he was afraid of you. I was afraid of you. And he said, oh my Lord, he said, being frightened, and because of that, he forgave him. So here, my question to all of you now is, why did this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just forgive, but he did not do any Amal Saleh? Did he do any Amal? If those three, we are going through that, it should be, there's no Amal Saleh here. So the point I'm trying to make here is, brothers, all of these people went to Jannah because they had this. First. If you don't have Iman, you are not going to Jannah. This is the criteria, the first criteria by which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to judge. وَالْأَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. آمَنُوا. No iman, no Jannah. And this is the hadith that rebuts all the three other hadiths that they went because of Amal Saleh. No. The first condition that the man had or the woman had was that they had iman, that they will, they need to do a righteous thing. Iman for what? Iman in Amal Saleh. This is what is missing in all discussions. And you will see how I will connect Iman to all these diverse topics. You may find it a little bit boring, but please bear with me. Inshallah, it will be fruitful to you. So, I will ask, we had last time we were discussing Friday and Jum'ah. So, who wasn't here last time? So, the people who are here were here. Let's not answer the question. Do you think Friday and Jum'ah are the same thing?
Actually, question was Friday prayer and the Jum'ah prayer are the same thing.
No.
You can say
Friday.
that's fine.
No, Friday
It's
and
okay.
Jum'ah is not the question.
Because we connected with the prayer and started. But
Wasn't it?
That's fine. Brother, I give you the floor because you weren't here.
Ayub
No, I
also.
think
Friday and
Jum'ah
Jum'ah.
are the same thing.
Friday,
Friday
No.
and Jum'ah.
If I
No,
say,
the brother was also not there.
Friday.
Yeah, I know, I
and
know.
Rizika
We are
was
coming
there,
back.
Jum'ah.
That's
that's fine,
very,
that's
very
fine, very good.
He's
So
right.
brother is
I'll say
saying,
no.
you say
They
no.
have to make it.
Okay, hold on.
They're same
He-
thing, but different names.
Different names.
languages.
He's saying there's a linguistic difference. You are right. You are absolutely right. You are saying no.
I'm saying no.
Please elaborate.
Because
So you know that you're going to say no, so you said no.
oh yeah. I feel like they're not the same because Friday is this particular day and Juma is something you do on Friday.
Okay. That's
Like
Okay.
Juma Salah.
okay.
What about Yawmul Jum'ah?
Yeah.
Same. Yawmul Jum'ah,
Day
same
of
thing.
Jum'ah, Day of Friday.
Friday
So-
is also day.
Ayubai, you want to answer or you go on?
Day of Friday, sleep is gone.
Go
I
on.
think I agree with them.
Okay. So let's go on. Let's look at it. So-
good students
so-
in this class.
Let's look at- We will now. This is where the issues of time come up. Juma linguistically means day of gathering. What does Friday means? Anybody who was not here last year last week
It's a
wants to
name-
take a guess?
It's the name of day.
When you Friday.
Very nice.
When you-
Very nice.
The name of it.
Mashallah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. But whose name? Whose name? Is it my name?
it's the day when you fry things.
Correct.
Very good. Not good for him.
But you are right.
Yes, yes.
Actually, it
What is
is
wrong?
the day when you fry things.
Fry
But that fry is a name, and that name is the goddess, the Nordic goddess, the wife of Thor.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
क्या बात है, wow.
Okay. And by the way, Thor, the equivalent of Thor in Hinduism, just a trivia here, is Indra in Hindu mythology, or Jupiter in Greek mythology.
बहुत अंग्रेजी वही है तो. ये last Jupiter.
So the point. So this. I'm going. Can I erase this or?
No, you
One
keep
slide.
the center and you can erase the others.
Okay. So let's.
Don't erase
don't,
the main things.
Yeah, main things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So the days, the time. See, when time is there, time has hours, right? You have days, you have week, you have month, and you have year. Right? This is the sequence we have.
Let's.
So why do we have 24 hours?
That's how long it takes for the sun the Earth to go around the sun, to rotate the sun.
Yeah, but it goes round. But
It
why
should-
why didn't we come up with say
25 or
25 or 100 hours?
20 or 10.
Why 24?
Calculations problem.
What calculation?
What calculation? The scientists probably calculated the cell for 24 hours in a whole day.
Very nice.
Very nice.
All the scientists, their job. They are experts.
They are expert. Gandhi
Yeah.
is a good example. Silly talk he gave the other day. So yes, scientists did come up with 24 hours day. But why did they come with 24 hours day? One question, just on the side. You have a clock here, it goes like this. So 2 questions on the clock. Why is it wrong? And why does the digit go like this way?
Because of Earth. Earth is globe.
But why? If every clock in the world goes like this,
Yes. That's the
why
convention.
shouldn't this way?
You can make a clock like that.
Because that's clock inside.
You want
So,
to.
I've
you-
seen the
in-
clock
in-
is
I-
there too.
Yes. Why do you in India drive on the left hand side, Pakistan left hand side, and we drive here on the right hand side? There's a reason for that. It just didn't come up like that.
Because the British ruled over us. And we just
Very good.
Very
But why did the British use the left hand system? And why did the American use the right hand system?
They want to go against with the British.
Correct. That did too. That was the only reason.
Same with the switches.
That is the only reason. That is the only reason why. But then still the question remains, why did the British have the left hand system?
Right hand.
Right.
Whatever you left hand, right hand, whatever you, however you want to
Yeah.
you say.
Again, to go against Islam.
No, here it is not. So just to tell you, before modern age, everybody carried a sword. Everybody
sword.
carried a sword.
Can you go?
Sword, talwar.
Nice talwar.
It's
On the right side.
and most people are right-handed. So the left-hand rule came about because when people are passing, and there's a stranger, you don't know whether he would pull at the sword and slash you. So the convention became that whenever you're walking, you expose your side, the sword side, to the other person so that he can see. So if he pulls the sword, let's say I'm a right-handed person, I'm walking, and I pull the sword, the other person also has time to take evasive action, right?
Yeah.
Because he also is right-handed, so he can take it out. So that's how it came about. Is this a fact? No. That is just a theory that may
Made up.
explain this thing. Okay. So the 24-hour cycle came about like this. When you take a stick, you put a stick like this, and the sun rises and sets, the stick makes a shadow that goes around this way from sunrise to sunset. So when the mechanical clocks were designed, they followed the same principle. Okay?
Clockwise.
Sundials from back in the day. That's how
So
they
you-
Sundial.
Sundial.
Sundial. So the sundial, the shadow goes like this. Right?
Yeah,
So the clock is
exactly.
designed that
Exactly.
same mimic that action.
Yeah.
Okay? They were in fact some clock makers, and these are called very antique clocks, they do the reverse. But they never became popular. So they now are museum pieces, we are collectors' items. 24 hours came about like this. In the night, the Egyptians and the Babylonians, they observed 36 stars called the Deccan stars, and these were divided into 10, 1 week of 10 days or something like that, 360, I can't remember this, but you get the idea. These were the observations of the stars in the night. So they were made 12 hours in the night, right? 10 hours in the night, and then 10 hours, 12 hours in the night, and 10 hours in the day, and plus the sunrise and the sunset. So you have 24 hours. This is how it was set up. I mean, I don't want to go into the detail, otherwise we will spend the whole time discussing. So that's how the day came up. That's how the hour came up. So 24 hours came for one day. How did the week came up? The week, there's no clear answer on the week. Why 7-day week came up.
I think once there was 8-day week also.
There are 8 days week and there are 6 days week. In Yoruba land where I grew up, there's 6-day week. So, month. Why do we have 12 months in a year? Like we could have 10, we could have 15. Why 12?
Season.
No, not related to season. Because the month is
But the
always.
question is, like, when week is 7, month is 12, then why a month has 30 days?
We'll come to that.
What sense is making? There's no
Okay.
symmetry in it.
Yes, so that's the thing. That because we are looking at different things. Okay, let me explain to you. Month was always measured by month. Actually, the root word month is from moonth. So there are 12 phases of the moon, right? Full moons in a year. So that's how you get the 12. Right? So The problem is this: the day you are measured. Look at the beauty here. Look at Subhanallah. This is marvelous. You measure the day by the sun, but the month by the moon. Right?
Yeah.
The days, you count days by the sun,
sunrise, sun.
but the month is by the moon.
Wow. Good observation. Very good observation.
So now, just think about it. This now, when you are measuring the year, when the Earth goes around the sun, it is 365.25 days. But when the moon is also following the Earth, right? The moon is this is what's happening. This is the sun. This is the Earth, and the moon is making circles like this, right? Going around. 12 circles in a year. So that means if this was circle 1, the 12th circle, the 13th circle should coincide with this circle, right?
It was not happening.
That was not happening because this is 365 and this is what?
365.
354 or 55, 354, 55. Right? So there's this discrepancy of 11 days, right? So you see now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has left it to the intellect. Go resolve this problem. Go resolve this problem. Go figure out how to make a calendar that will give you the best accuracy. If you want accuracy, right? If you want certainty, then you will have to make your own device, your own calendar. If you want precision, you have to do the observation. There's a trade-off here. There's absolutely no way you can design a calendar that this is long-term, this is short-term. They don't sync. That is why
What do you mean that they're sync? They're in sync.
they sync in the sense that there's no perfect match. There's always fractions. There's a difference.
Yeah.
You don't have 3 days equal to 3 days. This is 365.25, actually not 25, I'm just rounding off to 2 decimal places. This is 354. So in a 32-year cycle, you will have this many days versus this, then you will have a discrepancy of 1 day, and then you have to subtract this, forward this. I don't want to go into the detail here.
Please don't.
Okay, so if anybody is interested, yeah, I can definitely take you on a very, very long journey on this. What is the difference between the lunar calendar? Just to give you one trivia, the lunar calendar, the pure lunar calendar, is more accurate in the long term than the solar calendar. Just to give you that. If you talk about in, I believe, 300-year cycle, the lunar calendar comes out way accurate than the solar calendar. Because in a 400-year cycle, the lunar calendar, that's why you have the. That's why. How many people know how many Christmases do we have in the world at one time? No, we have discussed that. So everybody else.
How many Christmas?
How many Christmas? Do we have one Christmas or more than one Christmas?
More than one.
To see
Orthodox, they do 7th January.
Like
Why?
more than 3-4 times as well.
There are 4 Christmases in the world and at least 2 Easters in the world.
How about Eids, man?
Huh?
How about Eids?
We are following.
2.
Eid?
Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha.
No.
No.
Okay, let's leave Eid out here. So Eid we know, we already have problems. Let's forget about it.
Justify your statement.
Why is there a difference between the Orthodox and the Catholic?
Protestant.
See, it was very interesting. You have this issue here. Let me show you this thing. A small branch here so that people can
Time.
time here. Okay. So Christianity started here like this. Okay, it bifurcated into Orthodox and Catholic. Catholic bifurcated into Anglican and Protestant. So then if this believes, then we should have one Christmas here, one here, one here, one here, 4. But no, we have one and one. Why? If it is based on belief only. If it is belief, then we should. These people have 55 books in the Bible. These ones they have 48 books in the Bible. I forgot, and I have to check this thing out. So it is not only on belief. It has. This is what this deliberately I put this point here. It's also called politics. These are politically united at this moment in time. This is not. It has never politically united with this place. Right? This is Russia. This is Western world. Europe. And right? Rome. So they have a unity to celebrate Christmas on one day, but they will not because they are still following the Julian calendar. And the Julian calendar drifts 10 days in a 400-year or 500-year period. Okay? So, then Pope Gregory, whose name the Gregorian calendar is, when he did all the reforms, that was initiated from Rome. Not acceptable. This, they accepted it. Right? So, that's the...
So they do on 7th January, right?
7th January or 8th January, depending, and the same thing for Christmas. Sometimes Easter, and sometimes Easter coincide because of the vernal equinox. If anybody is interested, we can go through the computation of Easter, how it is done. There's no way you can understand it. It's so complex. Okay, so I think we are now the other thing that we can discuss about is if you look at the quote there, it's very interesting quote. What did Saint Augustine say? What then is time? If no one asks me, I know what it is. If I wish to explain it to him, who asks, I do not know. This is the, you know who Saint Augustine is? Just to give you a background, he is the theologian of Christianity. I mean, it is through him much of the Christian scriptures are interpreted. So we have a hadith here from Bukhari. Allah says, the son of Adam wrongs me for he curses Ad-Dar, the time, though I am Ad-Dar. In my hands are all things and course, and I cause the revolution of day and night. Right? And then we have a quote from Niels Bohr, the godfather of atomic theory, modern atomic theory. You can read it there. So those three quotes I put up there because it just shows you that look at the way the source of knowledge is dissected from our belief system. We accept the hadith and we don't have anything more to do about it. We accept it. We measure time. We are not looking into what time is. So, sorry?
It's beyond my understanding. What does it mean then?
Okay, so let's not go into the details because it will take me a long time to explain these things. We are covering different materials today. To study time, modern scientists divide it into three things: chronomics, chronology, and chronometry. Okay, not going to go into any of these details. What I'm trying to say is look at how much effort is being spent by man trying to understand something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has just given it to you. You know, it's just like, Muzammil Bhai comes to me and he says, here, have my car. Take it wherever you want to go, brother. I said, no. So you know what? I will build my own car.
I'll try to steal yours.
No, not steal. I will build my own car.
But I don't know how.
I don't know how. Look at the effort that will be required. The raw material. I mean, just think about it.
Yeah, but the thing is, the idea is that you're telling people that don't think on their own.
No. Absolutely not. Wrong. What we are saying is...
Just believe blindly.
No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent a hit. For certain things, Allah ta'ala has made it easy for man. Because he cannot find the way. Just like we give you an example. You cannot build a car from scratch. A single person. It happened.
For that reason, he said you don't have to try for it. You are being given.
You have been given. This is a neema. Take
Try
it.
for some other thing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, like-
You want to polish the car? Be my guest. You want to drive fast? Be my guest. You want to change the interior of the car? Be my guest. But don't burden yourself to build the axle, dig up the metals, purify the metals. I mean, just think about the effort that will be there if I decide to build up the car. Just think about it. And
So what's the point?
that's the point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given certain things that He knows is beyond our reach. We can't do it. So either we can accept it as a nema, or we can keep trying. So look at the next thing that see, not accepting it, what happens? Now there are three philosophical positions of time, epistemic positions. What are they? Eternalism, presentism, and growing block universe. So basically, these are fancy names. I just give you a breakdown. Eternalism means basically that it takes the view that there's a past, there's an arrow of time, present, and then a future. All of them are real. Right? The other one, presentism, says only the present is real. Everything else, I never know the past. I haven't been to the past. I don't know the future. I don't care. Right? And then you have the growing block which says, you know what? It is only these two are real. The future we don't know, we don't care. Think about how miserable you have made your life now. Nobody has settled in the 4,000-year history of mankind this debate. I can't go into the details of how present science is testing, trying to find out which of this is true. Mr. Hawkins takes which position? He takes this position. The growing block universe position. So that's all I have to say about principles of time. If you want, I can continue more on this thing, but I think this gives you an overview of the basic things. Anybody wants me to go into more details on these things? No?
That's fine.
Right? If you have questions or anything, let me know.
So you didn't connect it with Iman.
So
I'm trying to
coming.
understand when
So,
you start the hadith,
coming.
then
I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that. So first I will do the Jum'ah and then I will connect it to this one. I can't connect it right now. So these are the virtues of Jum'ah. So I can't go into all of the virtues of Jum'ah. There's so many of them, but I'll give you 4. The first is Adam alayhi salam was created that day. He was forgiven that day.
Expelled from Jannah that day.
No, not expelled.
I was reading that somewhere yesterday.
Yes, that translation is very, very. It is right in the sense that Arabic word can be translated that way, but the connotations of expel in English, you know it and I know it, is totally wrong.
Yeah, that's true. He wasn't actually. It was Allah's plan all along to put him in.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's what other
Expel makes it
translators.
seems like he was kicked out.
Exactly.
Which he
So
wasn't.
expel has a different connotation, and that actually I was discussing that yesterday with someone.
His word is "Kul nahbitu minha jami'a." Yeah, go down, not expel. Go down.
But the Arabic word has multiple connotations.
Right.
And
So
so who's
the-
translating?
So that's why
Best is go down.
it says
You have to
Yeah.
develop.
that was the plan, right? That was the plan.
Yeah,
So there's no expulsion. That was the plan,
Yeah, go
Yes.
down, exactly.
right? So Adam alayhi salam was born that day. He was forgiven that day. He came to. That's why I prefer to say he came to the dunya that day.
Yes.
Okay, and the day of Hashar will be on the Jum'ah. And one more thing, we always forget. Last week I forgot this point. The Quran was completed on the day of Jum'ah. The last wahi, Hajjatul Wida, was today we have perfected your deen and completed our favors upon you. That was on the day of Jum'ah, the day of Eid. A Jew came to Umar radhiyallahu anhu. He said, if this ayah was revealed to us, we would have made that a day of celebration. And Umar radhiyallahu anhu replied to him, he said, I know very well when that ayah was revealed, and it's already a day of celebration for us. SubhanAllah. So, connecting, now I'm going to connect it back to what Imam here. All our position of time, measurement of time, is related to all, not explicitly, but implicitly one way or the other, to the aqidah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has created the time for us to facilitate us, right? It is intertwined with this. Like Allah says, Adam alayhi salam was created on Jum'ah. That means Jum'ah existed, right? For us, right? This is our aqidah. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, the days, how many months do we have in the year? 12. We can't change it anymore. We can't.
Question.
Yes.
Jum'ah existed. What do you mean by Jum'ah existed?
I know. That's an ontological position. I know somebody was going to ask you, and was very sure you are going to ask me that question. But we'll discuss it offline. We'll not discuss it in this thing. So, what I'm trying to say is our position.
Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was created on Jum'ah.
Who was
So Jum'ah
who was
exists.
keeping account of days at that time?
Exactly.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Exactly. No. Don't go into that. That is the ghaib. That is the ghaib.
Hadith.
That is the ghaib. In fact, the creation of Adam alayhi salam is very precise. He was created after his ruh was put into his body after Asr. So please, this discussion is outside the scope of what we are discussing today. What I'm trying to impress
So how do
upon
we get this information from then? If it's not in the Quran, then if it's in the Hadith, then it's valid.
Yes, in
for
the
us.
Hadith, yes.
That's right. I said the Hadith. That's valid for us.
So that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to say here, brothers. Our position of the way we view time, we measure time, is based on our iman.
What's the point of mentioning what day he was created? I mean, at that moment, who cares about time?
Why did Allah Ta'ala
And
tell
so,
us?
are you trying to tell me that Jum'ah is a special day in other days?
Yes, it is. That's very clear in the Hadith.
He's talking about time, and time is important for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala too. Allah took an oath for time too. Wal asr.
Yeah.
Dahar. Ad-dahar.
Yes. Jum'ah is, the Hadiths are very clear. Look at it. The Hadith is so clear that Jahannam is, boiled, roasted. The temperature on it is increased. Except on which day? Jum'ah. Jum'ah is a special, definitely is a special.
This day is very much liked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then.
Of course it is.
It's a Yom Eid.
It is Yom al-Eid.
Yom Eid, yeah.
Yes.
The celebration.
Comes
That's
again
clear
and again,
Hadith.
again and again. Yeah.
So what? Let's come back. We lost our iman. Now we are saying Friday. Friday is in honor of forgot whatever day. Huh? If we knew our iman, all these hadiths would be in our mind. So when we wake up, when the Maghrib of Thursday comes in, all these thought processes should start kicking in.
Why Thursday?
Now time, what do you think
Why
about
Thursday?
Why Thursday?
Mid of the night.
Oh?
Right
Yeah.
after
Oh, we
sunset.
did discuss that. Okay. Let's. So, do you want me to discuss that one too?
Yeah, why Maghrib?
Why?
Yeah,
Friday starts at
the
2.
middle of the night. man.
Yeah, very good point. Time start after Maghrib, sunset.
We discussed last time.
No,
Why
it
not?
started at midnight.
No, 12 is
No, but-
English. Is the English calendar.
English?
Right? It's
Is it English?
Our
Is
day
it-
start after sunset, right?
Why?
I don't know why, but that's the
Why does it?
Islamic calendar.
So my question to everyone is, why does the date change after 12 a.m.? What is the point? And has this been the case throughout history?
I don't think so. No.
That is correct. So the date change across 12
Midnight.
midnight,
Yeah.
which is itself erroneous, because astronomical midnight is a different concept, which people don't. I don't want to go into that. Okay. And then we are discussing the 15 degrees and 18 degrees the other day. So every since time immemorial, we have always practiced this here, that when Maghrib happened, the sun went down, the date jumped to the next day. This is Maghrib. Everybody, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Sumerians,
Sunset.
the sunset,
The day is over.
the date is over, the day is over, and then the new day begins. With the invention of electricity and global business empires, it was decided in a conference that time management, contract management is becoming difficult. Diplomacy is becoming difficult, right? Because England is ruling, London is ruling India, time difference and all this. Therefore, we will have moved the date change to 12 o'clock because by that time everybody's asleep. So the date will make not a difference. The same concept about the daylight saving time. Why is it at 2 o'clock? Because you don't want to really flip the dates too, because if you do it before that time. So that was the concept. So it will facilitate, the objective was it will facilitate commercial commerce, right? I leave it as an open question to all of you. Has it really facilitated commerce? Or that problem that it was supposed to solve, has it solved the problem? Now you have zones in the global region. Ask ADP, Canada, and other places. They have huge time problems trying to manage their global offices because of time differences. So what would be the standard time? So that's the question there. So solving that doesn't mean that we are against it. I'm just saying we want to try to solve these problems. Does it really make sense without the value system behind it? So this is how we connect time measurements and the ideas of time, the philosophy of time with Iman. Can you see that?
Well, none. If we don't, let's say, do it midnight and we keep it according to whatever the sunset times are, we're gonna have the same issue
Exactly.
of resolving things. So
It's the same thing.
No,
There's no
the
difference.
issue will increase. Problem will increase. For example, you're working 1 hour extra on that day when the sunset happens, or you're living in those countries where sunset happens before the end of the day. Your day is like 5 o'clock. Let's suppose your work hours are 5 p.m. right, and the day ends before that. So how are you gonna get paid? You're not gonna get paid for that last day. Last hour.
That's why it's very important to understand. You don't change. That's what happens to third world countries. You change one aspect of it. Oh, we decided to change this. Actually, you have to change the whole system with it.
But in sunset and sunrise, also you have a problem in fasting. In Norway, people do 21, 22 hours fasting.
So we should make it 12-hour fasting.
There's a fatwa there for Saudi fatwa. I don't know. I don't want to go for detail. We could dispute, but some people do 21 for an hour.
Yeah. Yes. They do it here too, in Hawaii too. So one of my uncles actually did it. So that's not a problem. Let's not discuss that. What we are trying to say here is the outlook of how we do things, fundamental things. Greenwich time. Everybody has heard of our Greenwich Mean Time?
Yeah.
The prime meridian that goes through Greenwich. There's a whole history behind it. Lines of latitude and longitude. There's a whole history behind it. Why did the lines of latitude and longitude come about? Why did they come about? Do anybody knows? The primary reason was for Navy. So that the British Navy and the European navies could bombard uncivilized people properly.
Man.
I'm putting it in my words. I know I'm being recorded, but honestly, how else can I put it? Because nobody else is going to say it. There was a power struggle between the different powers in Europe during the colonial time, right? Because each one of them wanted the prime meridian to. France wanted it through Paris, and England wanted it through London or through England rather. So Greenwich, because that was the Royal Observatory. So all this struggle happened because they wanted more precise. When you are firing the guns, you need timing. Time is everything. The time component is actually we don't know about this thing. So when honestly, this is we let me just digress here a little bit for you guys. We know if somebody does zone, right? We know when it is material, when it is spatial. Spatial means, I can come and seize your land and say this is my land, and we see that zone, right? Material is I take your resources, and we say that is zone. But one zone that we don't see about is when authorities manipulate the time. This zone, actually, was a current article in BBC. Why does the sunset happen so late in Spain? Why does the sunset happen? Because Spain is, if you look at the map of Europe, Madrid is just below Paris, but the sun sets 1 hour after Paris. Why? Because they are following Central European time, which is Belgrade time, or I don't remember what time it is, Prague time. Why? And you know what the result is? Fathers can't meet their kids because they come late from work. There's a whole article on there. What? This is Zoom. This is Zoom. The family is being torn apart. But we don't see we don't really see it. How, with the use of time, dateline time. Tonga. What's the country? Samoa. Every few years, their date. The international dateline that passes like this on the map.
Yeah.
Samoa is somewhere here. Sometimes they go here. Sometimes after a few years they come here. Sometimes they go here. Go read the history. This zone is as important as these ones. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has emphasized time. Because this we don't see. So can I move on now to the next topic here? Is this clear how it relates to our aqidah?
उसको reconnect कर लें दोबारा. Friday, time, ईमान. But the वक्त की value को time is also emphasized. The Friday you bring because of the time, right?
Yes. So just to emphasize one last time, Friday is not identical to Jum'ah. Jum'ah has a very special. Jum'ah has special connotations for a Muslim. It should have. Let me say it that way.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, recording.
I think if we finish time, the next topic we'll do next time. Is that correct? Is it okay?
Let me just do the Ramadan one, and then we can go. I won't do the rest one. The Ramadan will go really fast. So I will just connect with Ramadan, and the other ones I'm not doing it anyway. I'm not doing it.
इसको next time कर दें aerodynamics.
Yeah, the next time. That's not a problem. So, is that message clear? I'm not saying that from tomorrow we guys will stop saying Friday. This is not my intention nor my desire. My point is, brothers, understand the value of Iman. Iman is what drives things. I mean, I can connect it more, but I think that. So next topic that I had here was Ramadan. And this is totally on the slide, so if you guys want to pay attention on the slide. So, the Ramadan.